I'm Shafiq Qureshi. Retell lecture in PTE speaking. You know that speaking is the first module in PTE test. And the fourth task in the speaking module is the retell lecture. It means you have to retell something. Retell what you have to once again tell. What you have to tell once again. Tell is a verb. You have to retell. Once again you have to tell. What you have to tell? Lecture. Lecture is the noun. So retell, lecture. Retell. Re is adverb and tell is a verb and then lecture is a noun. So it means there is a difference between repeat and retell. Repeat means you have to communicate the message exactly the way it was communicated to you or it was delivered to you. But retell constitutes a different thing. Retell means that you have to summarize the original text, the things which have been communicated to you in the form of lecture. You have to paraphrase the lecture. You have to tell the lecture in your own words and in the form of a summary. So in this task, a lecture would be communicated to you, is delivered to you, and the duration of the lecture would be between 60 to 90 seconds. 90 seconds would be the maximum time the lecturer would speak about certain topic. Minimum time which could be taken by the speaker would be 60 seconds. So the speaker can stop anywhere between 60 to 90 seconds. So what you have to do during the course of listening to the lecture, you have to write at least 5-6 words. Which words? Which are being intoned by the speaker. And you see that in any lecture which is communicated to you, this is called oral text. Text, whether it is oral or written, has 3 different sections. Starting from the beginning, which is called the introduction, then main body, and then the conclusion. So the speaker, because this is a very short text, the speaker would introduce the topic in the very outset, in the very beginning of the lecture. You understand what's the introductory part. You write 1 or 2 words on the erasable notebook pad which would be delivered to you, which would be handed to you at the time of examination, before the start of the examination. You write from top to bottom on your right side of the copy, you write 5 to 6 words from top to bottom. When the lecture is finished, it could be finished in 60 seconds, 62 seconds, 65, 70, 75, 78, 80, but maximum time which could be taken is not more than 90 seconds. When the lecture is finished, so you write only those words which are intoned by the speaker. Means there are certain words which would be intoned, means they would be fully stressed by the speaker, and these words would be distinguished from rest of the words. And these are the words, these intoned words are the words which are supposed to be the key words. And these key words are the words which help in developing the theme of the text. Theme of the text, and this is actually the part of the context of the text. This is the real message. This contributes in developing the real message of the text. And once you write down the words, and then you have to retell the lecture, you have to summarize the lecture in your own words, and the time which is given to you for retelling is maximum 40 seconds. So if 40 seconds is the maximum time, even you can take 30 seconds, but you must take at least 30 seconds, provided you are fluent. Fluency means you have to speak a bit louder. and your speed should be normal, rather no more than normal, a bit more than normal. Means you have to speak rather fast. You don't have to give the unnecessary pauses. You can give the pause maximum 3 seconds if it is emergency. You come across with the emergency. Otherwise, don't give the pause more than 1 second. And you don't have to utter any sounds like and don't repeat the words. This is called the fluency. And then most of the time, I tell that you give stress within the word, particularly in the beginning. There are four sounds I talk about, like p sound, ch sound, k sound, and t sound. If any word starts with any one of these sounds, p sound, t, ch, k, you just make p sound, and t, th sound. T is converted into th, ch is converted into ch, and k is converted into k. So this is called stress. You give the stress in the beginning of the word. If at all the word starts with any one of these four sounds. P, instead of p, you can say a past, you can say past. Instead of saying charity, you can say charity. Instead of saying time or table, you can say table, time. Instead of saying speaking or pronouncing cast, you can say cast. So this is how you give the stress, and you can get maximum marks. In 30 seconds, you speak minimum 30 seconds. So you can use, although the templates are discouraged these days, but still you can use a template if you use linking words and phrases at the same time. For example, you can start the lecture by saying, in the lecture, the speaker was talking about, so you have to use two tenses particularly. One is past indefinite tense and then past continuous tense. In the past indefinite tense, you have to use second form of the verb or the past form of the verb. And in a past continuous tense, you use was or were with the verb that ends in present participle, that is ing. Was going, was talking. For example, you say, in the lecture, the speaker was talking about. You use the word which you have noted down on your copy. And then you use linking words and phrases. So it won't look like a template. And you can say, not to mention the fact that it is the synonym of and. Not to mention the fact that the speaker added you another word, mentioned, discussed, and now you make the conclusion. Finally, the speaker or the lecturer suggested, whatever it is suggested, you use the words from the conclusion. So you will discuss all these three parts of the lecture. From the introduction, you use the words, and from the middle means the main body, where the information about the introductory part is given, and then you use few words from the conclusion. When you say, finally, the speaker or the lecturer suggested dexterously or skillfully, you can add few words from your own side. Skillfully or dexterously, the speaker finally suggested, and use last one or two words from the conclusion. So this is how you can do your retell lecture, and you can secure maximum scores or maximum marks.